Welcome to the podcast Turn or Burn, where we got another exciting topic on today. We just thought of something on the dome, y'all, on today. So look, this was a topic we just thought about. What would you tell your past self 10 years ago to your future self? So
I don't know. 10 years ago.
10 years ago, what would you tell yourself to help yourself now?
10 years ago.
Yes, sir.
I'd rather go back 20.
20?
Yeah.
Man.
I'd rather go back 20
Man,
years.
you old as I don't know what, man. What?
Yeah, man. 20 years ago, I was 19.
At
At 19.
So, what would you tell your past self?
I would have told myself to either get in school.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say go to the service. But,
Oh, man.
But I want to say that, but there's a reason why I say that. I look at that as, thinking about it, that's a lifelong insurance. You know what I mean? You can always go to the VA. You know, I thought about that.
So you would tell your
also the check after doing so many years, you get that's just a check that you get for retiring from the service. I guess you can do 4 years, 5 years. You get a retirement check. Then you go out and get a job, and you working. So now you know you just working on that future as far as your older year or your citizen your senior years. You know, as far as retiring, you have a paycheck. Well, I wouldn't say a paycheck, but maybe a 401k. You're also getting a check from the government as far as retired veteran. You know, you can always have insurance. Just think about how much insurance costs.
I know, but you lost me so much, man, just then. Man. Because
this just one aspect.
I know, but that's a horrible to me. That is horrible.
Going to the service.
If you could tell yourself 20 years ago, because we went back 20 years, what you said 20 years
19,
ago,
yeah.
You could tell your 20 years ago what to do up until now.
I'm just thinking about things that I could have
You
done.
saying that you would tell yourself to work for the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying that was an option that I had.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
At 19, you know, that's just looking at security for being older. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got you.
I guess that's if you survive.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know
So
what I
I mean, because at the end of the day, that's some work, man. I mean, that's
not necessarily. I mean, you can certain branches and you don't even have to work hard.
Okay,
I got a buddy that sings for the
military.
Army. He sings.
What he sing? The national anthem or what?
They got that choir. They got a choir.
Oh man, the military got a choir.
He good money.
My lord.
Good money
My
to
Lord.
sing.
Man.
He went to school to sing. He actually intended to be an opera singer. But wound up in the service singing for the Army.
Right.
And he traveled all over the world singing for the Army.
Man, if I was able to tell my past self to tell my future self, I think I would try to get some stock in what's that? Bill Gates. What he got that thing in? Google or
Google.
Yeah. I would definitely get that. You know what I'm saying? Or because the point of it is I wouldn't want to work as hard. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft. That's what it was. Microsoft. I wouldn't want to, or just make wise investments, you know, to keep myself from working years on down the line, or, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I told myself when I was 19? No, I wasn't even 19. I think I was 17, 18. And I told myself, man, college ain't for me. I'm going to go down there and waste somebody's money. You know what I mean?
Which have probably been true then. Yeah.
You know, so,
right.
So I actually was supposed to go to Alabama A&M. And I didn't go. You know, I had, signed, did everything I needed to do to go. But I just knew that I was going to party.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good time.
You'd have been down there.
I wasn't a person that didn't want to study, didn't want to,
Yeah.
So I knew I was gonna waste somebody's time. So at that point, I said to myself, I need to go out and find me a great job that I can go to and kind of work and, put my time in and retire early. That was my intentions. But of course it didn't work out like that. Of course it didn't work out like that because you got to live and you learn.
You gotta have all kind of callus on your hand.
I needed work experience to actually get the experience
that you
work. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To know what to do to maintain that job and keep that job. You know what I mean? Shoot, I had several great jobs that I could have been at for 20 years now, and retiring at 50, 55.
Right.
And maybe
but
something else.
But if you was able to tell yourself 20 years ago, you may not pick a job where you have to work it all.
Right.
I mean, it just make a lot of stuff is just wise investments. You know what I'm saying? Or just managing correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we not only talking about jobs. What would you tell yourself as far as just living? You know, habits, bad habits,
credit,
yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You know, my dad he put me on credit a little early in the game, so I actually was okay in that department.
Yeah.
You know, but what would you tell yourself? What would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself to stay steady. Stay sturdy in a job, you know what I mean? And I think I should have gotten credit cards earlier, in life. It was a long time that I went, and I felt like I don't need no credit, you know what I mean? Not necessarily I didn't think in that way, but just not utilizing the thought of credit and trying to have good credit. And it's so easy. It's so hard to mess it up. It's so easy to mess it up.
It's easy to mess it up.
It's so easy to mess it up.
One late payment drop you down so many points. Good God.
Yeah, and maintaining and keeping up with it, and also preparing yourself for the future. I wish I had done I would tell me a long time ago, hey man, get it together. Go on, work hard now. And don't worry about the street. Don't worry about fixing no car up. Don't worry about, trying to put the nicest speakers in there.
Put the Dayton's on it. Yeah.
I don't know about no Dayton's.
Yeah, you know something about some Dayton's. You had them old spokes. Yeah, you had some spokes.
Yeah, Dayton. I was right on that borderline.
Oh man.
Fixing cars up. Doing stupid stuff.
What you was fixing, a box Chevy?
No, I was in the Honda Civic range.
Honda Civic.
I had a Honda Civic with everything you can imagine on it.
What kind of? Wait a minute, Honda Civic.
Yeah, I had a Honda Civic.
Man.
That was the thing in the time when they had the racing car, kind of sort of Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I would have thought you was
before the Fast and Furious came out.
Yeah, I would have thought it was the box Chevy, or the.
No, my dad had me a Chrysler Fifth Avenue. That's what I thought my first car was gonna be.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I actually worked from the time I was 15 until the time I turned 16, and I was able to come up with a nice down payment for a car, for my first car.
Oh, that's good.
And it happened to be a Honda Civic, and I put everything I could into a Honda Civic. I love that Honda Civic. But they say, if you love something too much, it'll be taken from you.
Oh,
and that car got taken from me several times.
What you was doing there?
I had accidents. I was actually robbed in my driveway.
In the Honda Civic?
They took the whole car.
Wow.
Yeah, at gunpoint. Walked up in the driveway. Me and my brother was there. I was actually putting new speakers in the car and taking the old ones out. They took all 4 of them.
In front of your house?
In front of the house, right in the driveway. It was a bad day for me that day. It was a bad day.
I can imagine it was. Yeah, I can imagine it was.
But my dad always told me, hey, people watch you.
Oh yeah.
They and like I said, on the topic, if I could have told myself 20 years ago, or even further than that, when I first got that car, hey, stop putting so much attention into it, you know, and you know, I was idolizing that car, you know, and every time I turned around, something happened to it, broke down, just that. But if I just had a regular old Honda Civic and just drove it and did what I wanted to do in it, and not worried about what it looked like,
nobody would.
I probably would still have it today.
You probably would. Yeah, you know? You probably would. Yeah.
But that attention, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That attention, and that's what life was all about. You know, hey, get a car, fix it up, and that's what, you know, that's what attracted women. That's what attracted attention. Get you social status. Back then, you didn't think about social status, but when everybody see that car, they know, hey, that's Tony.
Oh, that's
you know
T. Yeah.
You know, and it was something to be proud of, but it was no gain in it. You know what I mean? It wasn't building equity, or it wasn't it wasn't saving its value. So it was really just throwing money down the drain. You know, money could have been saved. Money could have been put into something else that was more, that may have held its value. You know? But I really feel like if I could have told myself what I know today, I wouldn't have done all that to that car. You know, that's one thing. You know, I just think we all gotta live and learn. You know, everybody make mistakes, and I just pray to God that I live long enough to adjust to that. You know, hey, I did this in these years, I did this in those years, and then I want to have a nice, nice time in my older years. You know? I don't want to have to work at 70 years old. You know?
Got it or not, I don't think I'm working till 70. I whatever I ain't got,
ain't gonna have.
It just ain't gonna. It just ain't. I'm just not gonna have. But I started out working at 16 too. You know, and if I can tell myself back then, you know, I would be like, okay, don't worry about focusing on work so much. Make some real plays. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, make some sacrifice decisions that's going to get me to the point where I don't have to work all my life, you know, or I can make some real choice, like investments, and boom,
some serious investments.
Yeah, because it been some people that thought, because a lot of times we think just for the now moment. You know what I'm saying, and that'll hurt us for in the long haul. But we don't think about the future, that if we do this little portion now, that might hurt us a little bit right now, it's gonna help us on down the line. You know, and that was our problem. You know, when we younger, I don't want to hold it. I don't want to put that $50 aside to that. You know, I need them so I can go to the club. I need to go get me a new good fit. You know, but you know, if I could have just did that, we'd have been.
It was a time,
it was. I mean,
clothes every weekend.
Every weekend, going to the club every weekend. Hey, gas and grandma, mama, and daddy call up every weekend. You know, so at the end of the day, we just got that.
It was a mentality thing. It was what the world was about then. You know. And I wish I could have made some investments. It's been times I could have made some investments. For my future, you know, 401k that I opted out on early jobs, you know, stuff like that, because I didn't want to put nothing nowhere. I need it all right now. We think about the right now moment, you know. That's what the world is, you know, becoming right now, you know.
And you know, we talk to the younger kids, people, you know, that is coming up now. And so we tell them and give them advice on, hey, if I was you, I would put it to the side. You know, I would do this, I would do that.
But did we get that same thing?
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we just didn't listen to it. And they doing the same thing to us, you know. Exactly. So, yeah, it's one of those things where how could I expect them to listen and I didn't listen, you know. So, but and then they're gonna be in the same situation I was in when they get my age. You know what I'm saying? So
telling the younger crowd, they
gonna be like, man, what that old man over here telling?
Yeah.
So it is, man. It's a mentality that got to be changed, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it really starts at a young age at home, you know. So because my daddy taught me about credit when I was younger, and that always stuck with me. You know, he gave me this example. He said, "Okay, son, you got this man over here working this McDonald's job, and then you got this other man over here working at Alabama Power." And he said, "But it looked like the man over here at the McDonald's job is doing pretty well for himself, you know.
Right.
But the man at Alabama Power was struggling." Then he gave me the scenario of, you know, how the man at McDonald's had good credit. He said the credit make you can do pretty much anything if you keep your credit good, you know. But then that man at Alabama Power, he ain't credit all messed up. I mean, he gave me that.
He making plenty of money, but it's going right out.
He's not doing what, you know, credit terrible. You know, he overexhausted, overspent. Basically, it was about budgeting. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you don't live beyond your means. You know,
Right.
like you just got enough. If you can't afford a Cadillac, don't get a Cadillac. You know, if you can't afford these rims, don't get no rims. You know, so it was like I learned that at an early age. So a lot of times I didn't get a lot of stuff because I thought, okay, I'm going outside my means. You know, so yeah. But yeah, that's a good lesson to teach these kids when they're younger, though. You know. But for the most part, man, I still did a lot of, you know, just splurging, man. Just splurging, man.
So let me ask you this question: Do you think you would be better off in life if you had got married at a younger age and was still married to the same person?
Oh, I don't know.
What you think?
I don't
about
know.
That? Do you think you have more? Do you think you didn't reach more goals, or do you think you'd be where you are now? Do you think you'd be in better shape or worse?
I don't know. I would think if we was on one accord, I would think it would be, because you gotta be married to somebody that's gonna be on one accord with you. Because it can be one of them situations where it's more so tearing you down versus helping you, you know. Okay. Every time you walk ahead, you know, they got that string back, they come back, you know. So, you know, I would think that if we was on one accord, of course, yeah, that would have helped me out big time, you know. You know, but other than that, I'm not sure, you know.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
I wonder.
Yeah, what about you?
I wonder where would I be? You know,
if you was married.
Yeah, if I had got married at a younger age.
Like, what's a young age? I need to.
I'm wrong. I mean, like not teenage, but maybe 20, 21, 22.
Yeah, man. You know, it's a lot of kids get married at that age, though.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, I'm seeing some. I'm seeing more than I ever seen. You know.
Right. You got to be ready though. I mean, shoot. It's people out there that's ready for that. You know, they get married and that's what they want to do, and and especially if you find that partner that's looking for the same thing.
What I think marriage does is it slows you down from the wilder things that you usually do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to the club every weekend now. You know, you ain't out there trying to be with her and her, you know.
Yeah.
Or, you know, so I think it kind of...
Marriage or age, one of them going to slow you
down. You're going to slow down eventually.
I definitely don't go to no clubs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm scared. I can't believe I used to do it, man. You know.
I can believe it, and I enjoy
it was fun back then, but... Man, some of them clubs I used to go in, I can't believe I went in there, man. It was like you go in
the position you put in. You didn't think about that then. Though.
No, you could have died. I could have died right there at the front door of the club, and So I'm like, man, we had some balls back then, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, that was great.
I hung out at some clubs, that I shouldn't have hung out at,
Yeah, man. I'm talking about places. These are hole in the walls.
Exactly.
And so,
and
one way in, one way out.
Somebody could have got shot outside that motherfucker 30 minutes ago. The ambulance just pulled off and still headed
we
in.
still going in. And that's the bold. That's the thing about it. You got the boldness of your youth. You know what I'm saying? When you and right now we looking at it.
Happen to me.
If I see a fire truck or something, we finna go back the other way. I ain't got that kind of time.
But you had a mentality that it can't happen to me.
You do.
And that's a bad mentality.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine how many people that say it ain't gonna happen to me, and it happened. Yeah.
I mean, and you gotta know that's the mentality. That
it can't happen to me.
It's impossible to happen. But I'm here to tell you it can. Yeah. It can.
It's hard to believe, but it's
possible. It's hard to believe, but it's possible. It seeming invincible. You know what I'm saying? Seeming like it can't. It can happen.
Yeah, man. I've been in a lot of situations where I could have
changed the narrative of it.
Not changed the narrative, but could have been gone.
Oh yeah.
It's been several situations I could have been out of here. But I thank God for the grace, and I got to have a purpose.
Man, but ain't His grace good though? Because if you think about it, a lot of stuff that we've been through, we really been shielded. Yeah. Like when we didn't even deserve it.
Yeah.
And like you said, purpose. You gotta know it's purpose for your life. It's a purpose. So it's just tapping into it and finding out what that purpose is. So yeah, man, that's deep. That's deep.
So hanging out, man. Back when I was coming up, we used to hang downtown.
Oh yeah, First Avenue.
Traffic
sitting,
bumper for hours.
They used to be sitting on the back of my truck, acting crazy.
Police run you off. and when the police leave, they just come back.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't as bad. I couldn't imagine nowadays stuck in that traffic and the shooting going on and people. It wasn't as much shooting going on. Just like my parents say back in the day, it wasn't as much shooting going on, and violence like that. But I couldn't imagine being stuck in that traffic and the amount of shooting going on these days.
They got them switches now. I'm talking about these boys got switches. They switched to
fully automatic.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, man. I can't.
It would be worse. I mean, it was already. Somebody might shoot, but most of the time they was shooting in the air or something like that. But very rare would you hear shooting at those times.
You got 12-year-olds going loose, But it comes up with that's the problem with as each generation come along, you have less and less teachings now, or disciplinary actions. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's
parents are more lenient.
That's what I'm saying.
I think about back in the day what my grandparents used to allow and wouldn't allow, and coming in the house late. But now that I've gotten older, and now I got younger cousins growing up, and my grandparents let them do way more than what we could do.
Yeah. But that's to be expected because they older. You know what I'm saying? Them ain't they kids.
Right. But are they coming into the times, or it's just that they're older?
Is they older. When people get older, they get softer.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they get soft. They ain't got that hard. Like, you don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Be in this house at 10:30.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I better be in now. I'm telling you. Yeah. So
I got a cousin that go in and out like he want to, pretty much. But
right now,
but
in your parents' house,
my grandparents.
Oh, okay.
But I can only remember back in the day, Grandma wouldn't even let us. When it got dark, I guess he's a little older, but it was like, hey, I ain't open my door at 12 o'clock at night. You know
oh yeah, you gonna sleep outside. And they meant it. They meant it. They meant it. They meant it.
And you would be home. It ain't just because she said stay where you at don't mean stay where you at. You know, that means you better get here before I get to that point.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I remember my parents had a lock on the door, man, that nobody had a key to. you can only lock it from the inside and unlock it from the inside.
Oh, you wasn't getting in there.
I slept in my car a couple of nights.
Oh man,
you know,
I hope it wasn't cold.
It was a couple of times.
Oh man,
you know? But man, they just, you know, parents are just a whole lot more lenient these days.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Well, I mean, and you gotta give them credit. They already raised their kids, you know. So you know, everybody out the way now. Grandkids, they gonna automatically be
spoiled.
Yeah, lenient, because they could send them home, but it's up to the parents to lock in firm, you know, to be, you know, hey, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, don't go that way, go this way, you know, just direction, you know.
Dang, but yeah, 20 years ago, man.
Man, 20 if you can talk to yourself, what would be the main thing you would tell yourself?
I would have told myself to stay at zip code.
Really?
Yeah, maybe so.
Wow.
You know, I'd have 20 years in now. You know what I mean? Like 10 more years, man.
Okay.
You know, but I maybe I would have gotten married. Maybe I would have, you know, settled down, and you know, who knows what would have happened. You know, you know, I wish I could have invested in some kind of real estate when I was younger, you know, even if I wish I had tried to get a house back in the day, but I still don't know if that would have worked out because I was changing jobs, you know what I mean? So you change jobs, now you know, you might not have any income. I've been fired a few times, you know what I mean? I quit a few.
Yeah,
but,
right,
you know what I mean? I just wasn't stable, but I just imagine if I had been stable with one job, trying to purchase a house, maybe halfway through paying for that house by now. You know what I mean? And able to pull equity out of that house and buy another house, rent that house out. Now that house paying for that house.
Man, it's got to be some advantages to be able to talk to yourself 20 years ago.
Yeah, man.
And
ain't they working on that somewhere?
I wish they was, man.
Some kind of time.
No, I need to go into the future, take a peek into the future right now. Let me see. Hey, what's happening here?
I don't know. I think I'd rather go back and know what I know now, opposed to trying to figure out the future.
Nah, I don't know.
I'd rather
know what?
Go back
and try
know
to.
What I know now.
But the problem is that you don't know what
the future.
But you don't know what to expect.
I said I'd rather go back and know what I know now. Instead of choosing to see the future. So
you would rather go back in time instead of go forward in time and peek into your future.
Right.
Dang, that's deep.
You might go see your future and be dead in 2 years.
That's what I need to know. That's what
you got some shit you want to do right quick.
Hey,
look, something you want to do right quick.
That's why I said I want to peek into my future. Like, how much time left? Wait a minute, hold on, man. Hey, I wasn't supposed to turn left. I need to turn right.
You went over there and burned.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we need to do. I think I'd rather go peek in the future, man, instead of I peek in the future. I think that's the more of advantage for me. Hey, y'all, in the comment, let us know, what would you rather do? Would you rather go back into the past, or would you rather peek into your future? Write that in the comments and let us know. Yeah, I'm curious about that.
You can find out what your purpose is, huh?
Or you'll find out what your purpose should have been. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you might go 5 minutes in the future and dead.
Hey man, you need to cut that out, man.
Hey, you asking for too much. Imagine going in time 20 years.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, Ryan Burge, you've been dead for 15 years.
Hey, I'll be messed up,
you
man.
I sure wish I had went backwards. Man, if I had went backwards.
But no, I believe if you went forward, it's better to see. I'd rather take a peek into the future. I think I would. I would.
I'd go back, man.
Because I need to
change some things, especially if you can know what you know. Now, you know what I mean. I think I'd change some things up.
You have been to fixed all that stuff and got one day in
But you,
boom, you out of here.
Then you got to think about the whole butterfly effect thing. You know, if you change this, then it's gonna change the course of something else.
Yeah,
Who knows what that'll be?
Yeah.
That was a good movie. You ever watched Butterfly Effect?
I never seen it.
Oh man,
you watching butterfly stuff now, man? Hey man,
the butterfly effect.
Okay.
Like butterfly, man.
Oh
the effect of it.
I don't know. I never seen that like that, man. I'm like, see what's going on here, man. What?
Check that out.
Okay, I watched it.
It's more along the lines of changing. You trying to
transition? Yeah, I mean,
and then when you change this in the past, it messes up this in the future. You know, and so it just affect. You affect.
Right. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Okay.
I was just shocked that you watching something with butterflies in it. You know that. Man. You know that had got me right there.
Oh yeah.
Man, but that is crazy though. That's crazy though. So, if you was able to stand face to face with your past self and yourself now, what would be the very thing you would change?
Change or tell myself?
Change.
What would I change?
Yeah. Looking at your old, it can be attitude or, your personality, or what would you think you would want to change?
What would I want to change?
It's whatever, you know.
I think I would. I think I should have at least experienced college. You know what I mean, and went that route to see where it would have taken me. You know, I should have gave school a chance. You know, maybe I would have learned a lot more. Maybe I'd be further in life. What would you change if you could tell you? If you could tell yourself something right now, 20 years ago, what would it be?
I think I would tell. I think I would tell myself to be focused. You know, I had focus, but not the magnitude of focus that I should have had.
All right.
So that a lot of it, I could have been further along way, if I just remained focused, I would say tell myself that I wouldn't have to work as hard if I just focus now. Now. Like, if you focus now, you ain't gonna have to work as hard when you get, Yeah, so that's one of the things I would. Focus. Yeah, just focus, man. Yeah.
I wish something else I would have told myself. Stop worrying about what people think.
Oh man, just do what you.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
A lot of focus. I think I paid a lot of attention to what other people thought,
and
trying to look up to par. And I should have been paying attention to having a career and getting ahead in life.
Yeah. Now that's one of the good things that I never really did is I never worried about what people thought. I never worried about I never hung out with a lot of people, and people try to hang out with me all the time, but I never hung out with a lot of people. I just kind of family, and all that. But people, I can't deal with the crowds. I just stayed solo,
Yeah.
But
I I was kind of solo. I had a couple of friends that I hung out with, but not too many.
Yeah, I had a few,
Yeah.
but I kept it I kept it limited. You know, like I'm so glad I need the approval like how the kids is today. Like they needed to be approved. Like, hey, I need to hang out with you. I need to hang out with you, and you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily
need
like
that validation. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just bumped into a lot of people. I guess I was kind of a friendly type of guy.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of people. You know what I mean? My brothers would always tell me, man, everybody in work, he asked me, is you my brother? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what it was, but I didn't hang out with a lot of people, but I was, you know, I was known by a lot of people, but not just a hangout person. I ain't, you know, I tried to stay out of trouble. I do know that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I did everything I could to stay out of trouble when I was younger. You know? I guess that saved me today because it was a lot of trouble I could have got into. You know? There was a lot of things that I could have got into, but I thank God for the way my parents raised me and talked to me and told me, you know, and especially not only the way they raised me, but I could see the fact that I didn't need to get into certain things.
And you want me to tell you what you said? That's so true, man. Because I can remember my parents telling me when I was, and that's why I say it starts at home. You know, it starts at home before you even get out the house and all that. You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. You know, I can remember them saying little stuff. You know, you don't hang with them boys over there. Don't do that with that over there. You know, don't do that. And then now that I look at them, a lot of them ain't here. You know, and so it's like, or a lot of them in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that teaching. You know that they, you know, and that they gave. You know, that's amazing. You know, because. And that's why it's crucial that we do that now with our kids, you know, like that because a lot of times we can save them from stuff that we see that they don't see, you know. So man, we need stuff like that back in our generation in this generation now. So yeah. Man, that's crazy. 20 years. 20 years
ago.
Yeah, I said 10, but you took it on back 20. But good
20.
God.
Yeah, man.
So let me ask you this last question. Okay, now that you was able to peek into the past, you know, and change some things, speeding up, going 20 years ahead forward, how would you move as of right now?
I just know that I need to get more focused. You know, I need to figure out what it is that I need to be doing to have a better life in my senior years. You know, I need to.
You gonna be a senior in 20 years?
No.
Oh, you is, man. God, dog.
What? Yeah, you right. Yeah, God, that is in 20 years. Yeah, we're gonna be senior citizens, man.
Hey, you get that McDonald's coffee, man. You better come on with it.
It's gonna be free.
Yeah. I don't think it's free. I think they still tax it.
Oh yeah, it's 60 cents.
McCall.
Everybody else pay $1.
Yeah. They gotta pay the whole dollar. You get your 60. Oh yeah.
But in 20 years from now, I hope that I'm doing a whole lot better than I'm doing now. You know, I hope to stay focused. I hope to be breathing. You know,
that's a good one. You don't want to be able to peek in the future and say, "Hey, man, you've been out here 10 years, 11 years ago."
Yeah. So what do you see yourself 20 years from now? Knowing, just thinking about what you could have done 20 years ago. How do you feel about 20 years from now?
Well, for sure, I'll be getting that coffee. That's gonna be discounted.
That's gonna be discounted.
And so, mainly, you know, like you said, focus. Way more time for my family. Yeah. Well more time for my family, and you know, and I don't plan on being working. You know.
Yeah.
So
I want to be on the brink of retirement.
ain't no brink. I'm gonna be on retirement. I will be on retirement. You know.
Yeah. Shoot, retirement nowadays is what, 66?
67. I mean, if you want a good I mean, you know, you got some jobs that allow you to retire at 55, but you got some jobs that you can retire at
and get full benefits.
Yeah, but if you want your full ride of your Social Security, which I wouldn't even depend on Social Security at this point, you know, it'll be 67.
67.
Right. So, you know, but like I said, I just want to set myself up for success, so I won't have to do that, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
20 years. So,
20?
Yeah. So what do you see turn or burn in 20 years?
Turn or burn 20 years?
Yeah.
Man, we gonna be some old men, but
with 20 million subscribers.
24 million. 24 million subscribers. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And gaining about what? A million views a week.
Way more than that, then. Way more than that. You got to talk. You got to have big faith, man. You know. Yeah. So yeah, big faith. You know. 20 million views. 24. So I'm expecting. I mean, I'm 20 years from now. We talking about 24. I'm talking about 100 million people. You know. Hey, but hold on, whoa. That starts with you. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell. So, yeah, man, I hope in big things. I hope that eventually, while we growing, we can eventually, I mean, they'll grow with us, you know, and that we able to change lives too, you know. So, yeah.
And we need some good topics from you all. So, put some good topics in the comments so that we can get back to you on. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Hey, and look, we gonna make an executive decision. If your topic is picked, what we gonna give them? What we gonna give them?
I'm gonna give them a $50 gift card.
$50?
$50 gift card.
If we pick a topic.
Yeah.
Let's move it up to 100. If we pick a topic. Can we do that?
$100.
$100 gift card or cash out, whatever.
However they want to do it. Yeah.
That sound good?
50 from
you, 50 from me. That's right. You're right. So look, if your topic get picked, you'll get that $100 gift card.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, well, that concludes our session for today. Hey, like I said, we just thought of something on the fly, and I actually enjoyed this conversation, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But
just like, share, and subscribe.
That's what we need. For that 20 years ago? For 20 years from now? All right. So, guys, that was Turn or Burn. Another topic from Turn or Burn. We look forward to you on the next episode.
I'm T-Peasy.
I'm B-Reezy.
Like, share, subscribe.
Okay. Come on, but I need you to wake up. You up?
I'm up, baby.